Welcome to Las Vegas. We are ESPN, the Esports Broadcasting Network, and we are live from the 1.5 mile track here in Nevada for NASCOMonline, the only K&N league you really should be paying attention to right now. 34 drivers set to take the green here tonight. A huge field to take part here tonight. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett, and joining me as always for the final time before we have a new broadcast, before the other half, our new broadcast partners take over next week, Tony Trapasso. Tony, we've got some new additions to the team that are taking over this league next week.
Yeah, I saw that earlier today. Kind of excited about that one happening. So, you know, it's going to kind of ease the strain on you and I. So, I couldn't be happier, especially with you know, the real world racing series, especially around here, getting ready to fire off. So my fat crippled ass is probably going to be at real life races this coming Saturday nights coming up soon here.
Absolutely. And if you didn't see the announcement on the ESPN Facebook page, we have acquired the services of Adam Chapman and his usual broadcast partner Derek Pemberton, so be sure to check them out next week when we go live with NASCOMonline, when they go to ISM next week. Also, Byron Rodney, as we've already mentioned, is our other broadcaster. He's with us on a part-time basis and will broadcast when needed. But for tonight, let's focus on the...
but for tonight, he's in the field.
Yeah, for tonight, he's actually in the field of this bumper field for NASCAR. I don't think I've ever seen this many drivers in the field.
34 cars have registered already and put up times in hot laps. That's impressive.
Make that 35. I've just seen another one pop up.
There it is. Yep.
So 35 drivers for this NASCOMonline race at Las Vegas. This is round 3 of the season, and it's going to be one hell of a race here tonight. Just want to give a shout out to everybody that's been subscribing, everybody that's been following us along for this journey for the past 18 months. Just want to thank you all. We are halfway, we're pretty much almost halfway to 500 subscribers already, and it's only been a couple of weeks since we hit 400 subscribers, so definitely a big thank you going out to you guys. Hopefully we can put some more better shows on for the future here, Tony.
Absolutely. As real excited about, you know, everything that's coming up.
Absolutely. Well, let's get into it. Let's go straight to the on track.
Now, real quick, Sam. Let me just make sure he's in the session before I say anything. I think he is. Yeah. We do want to send out condolences to Mr. Robert Dudley. Not on track right now. Still is in the session. But Robert's running a special paint scheme tonight. And thoughts and prayers going out to the entire Dudley family, as this past week they lost their matriarch.
Unfortunately, they suffered a major death in the family. Tyler Dudley is in the chat, Robert Dudley's son. So, Tyler, I know you're watching. Big condolences going out to you, sir.
But special paint scheme on the number 49 tonight. The previous week, Robert actually asked me to paint him a car before everything went haywire, and I couldn't think of a better thing to do than that's his mom on the hood. So when we get a good shot of Robert on track tonight, well, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be Robert's mom, hopefully guiding him to victory tonight. So
now another man running a new paint tonight is Jeff Hollingsworth. Not the one you made him. He's actually driving the one Tex made him. So hopefully he'll be.
I don't think he put mine on the car yet.
No, he's definitely running the one Tex made him, and that is a pretty paint scheme on his car.
Very much so.
So,
represent the United States Coast Guard. And so.
Absolutely, and you see my dash is pulling up. Our lap session's about to come to an end. We're just under a minute to go before we go to qualifying. Tony, what are your thoughts going into this session? Because we're going to see a lot of cars taking time here tonight.
The racing fan in me is excited to see this many cars showing up to a 1.5 mile race here in Sin City. The broadcaster in me is worried to no end as far as what we're about to see from a racing standpoint when you have this many cars on this tight of a track, especially with this type of track temperature. You know, we're just after 3:30 in the afternoon stim time, and the track temperature is already 94 degrees under partly cloudy skies. So
yeah, let's take a look. Take a look at the weather right now. Partly cloudy skies. Temperature is 65 degrees temperature Fahrenheit. Track temperature 94 degrees Fahrenheit. So not incredibly warm, but it's still warm.
We've seen worse, and it's still early.
Yeah. So we're just taking over to qualifying now. We'll take the weather away. We'll bring up the qualifying order as it is right now. First man out on track is a returning driver. That is the man of Adam Jocelyn returning to the league here tonight.
Good to see Adam back in the mix. Had a strong run going in the hot lap session. It's going to be interesting to see what he can lay down for qualifying here.
Yeah, we've got a couple of debutants here tonight, just making their way out of track. That's Chris Canfield in the DeWalt number 03, and Ryan Matthews in the 23 Nationwide machine. Russ Hanson, we saw him make his debut last season. Let's see if he can have a better run than he did last week. Didn't have the best of runs last week at all. And there's Byron Rodney, just coming out of pit road and then parking it again. Not sure what's going on there. Let's focus back on Adam Jocelyn as he's about to set down the benchmark here, Tony.
And Jocelyn, as we've seen previously, he knows how to lay one down in qualifying, especially with the open sets this league runs as he goes down onto the apron, across the line for 29.79. That's a strong lap.
Yeah, that's the benchmark going into this one. It stays at the top because Canfield, Matthews and Hanson can't beat it so far. Actually, Jocelyn and Canfield, the only drivers in the 29 so far, but expect those lap times to come down before the session's over.
Very much so, as Ron Hollyfield, always strong in the K&Ns, out on track right now. Colin Allman bumped Jocelyn for a quick second. Jocelyn jumps back up. Ryan Matthews lays one down.
Yeah, 29.147. What a time there for Ryan Matthews. Let's focus in on Ron Hollyfield here right now. I believe he's making his debut here tonight. So good to see him out there.
We've seen him in other series, and it's good to see him coming to play in the K&Ns. We've seen him in Somo and in the Pasky series. You know, Ron's no slouch in full 100 stuff.
That's all. As you see him come across the line to finish his first lap. That's a 30.729. Not too shabby. He's ahead of Kevin O'Brien, who's just finished his qualifying run. And O'Brien running a new paint scheme tonight, running that Sunoco scheme. I think that's a generic scheme, if I'm honest. Tyler Dugan drops into 9th place in the Tennessee-sponsored number 27. Looking forward to visiting that state later this year. Good old Tennessee.
Good old Rocky Top.
Yeah. And there's Russ Charneski just making his way out of pit road. No stranger to good qualifying times himself. Had a good run going last week. Just caught up in a 1-2 minute dumpster fires last week. So hoping to have a better time this time around.
And the one that we missed, Travis Brown just went 3rd quick.
Yeah, James Bunt's just gone 10th quick in the 22. Byron Rodney up to 9th, and he's finished his qualifying run, so good time there for Rodney.
Absolutely, and this might be the last week, at least for a little while, that we see the Hardy's paint scheme on track.
Yeah.
There's a new paint scheme out there, and whether or not he's going to run it next week, that is yet to be determined.
Douglas Charnasky crosses the line with a 29.722. That's only good enough for P12, but that is only his first lap. Let's see what he can put down for lap 2 here as he comes out of turn 2. Into turn 3. Utilising that low line, that might burn the tyres off a bit more than it should as he drifts out wide towards that high wall out of turn 4. Down to the apron, across the line, and that is good enough for 29.281. That is good enough for 4th place there, Tony.
Absolutely. AJ Rogers bringing the Darrell Waltrip tribute paint scheme, the Western Auto number 5, out on track right now. Just starting his flyer as he hauls it through turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Gorgeous paint scheme on that car.
Yeah, I like that black fade going into the white there.
Well, that's how the real one looked.
Yep, down
right up until they put the chrome on there in his last season. And 29.6 on his first lap. Good enough for 11th quick. As Hollingsworth starting his flyer as well.
I know Jeff Hollingsworth, no stranger to being at the front. He didn't have... Well, he got just pipped to a top 5 last week. Doesn't want to see that happen again this week. As we are on a pretty much a similar track to Atlanta, minus the double tri-oval.
Yeah, it's the only thing this track has to do with Atlanta is the fact that they're both hot, they're both greasy, and they're both 1.5 miles. So other than that, there's not a lot of similarities.
Yeah, and as you just saw in the timing screen on the right-hand side, AJ Rogers just jumping into P7. Marcus Hagman up to 9th. Good time for him. Had a rough run last week.
A lot of drivers lay down times too.
Yeah, oh, and this is an important one. He's not running it. Oh.
What?
Robert's not running the paint scheme.
Refresh your trading paints.
I will. I have to bear with me for 1 second because Robert Dudley is out on track. And my trading paints decided it didn't want to update, so yeah, great. As Dudley comes across the line, he was in P16 for his first lap, second lap in the books now. And does not improve, stays in P16. Tyler Vickery, meanwhile, is in P17. Russ Brown just dropped into P18.
Okay, just got word. Unfortunately, Trading Paints is giving him issues right now.
Right.
So, not able to have the paint scheme on the car tonight. But he will have it for next week.
So I didn't need to refresh Trading Paints.
Well, I did, and then I double checked something, and unfortunately, it didn't happen timely enough for that paint scheme to take, because Trading Paints is not playing nicely tonight.
Absolutely, as we have one man that's been impressing the heck out of everybody this season so far. Blake Decker just coming across the line to finish his first qualifying time. 29.5, good enough for P13. And yeah, Blake Decker really been impressing people so far this season.
Impressing some people, pissing some other people off as the rookie right now has been really taking it to the vets here in the series.
It really has.
And probably gonna piss off some snowflakes tonight with the paint scheme he's got on that car.
Oh well, they can deal with it or go away. Anyway, Blake Decker up to 4th place. Good time for him, and he still keeps impressing people out on this track.
And the Brony himself right now getting ready to start his flyer. As Mark Arthur taking the green.
The man that drives the most hilarious paint schemes on the field. Comes out of turn 2. What can he put down here? We've got Hunter King out on track, but we're going to focus on Mark Arthur for the time being. And if it sounds like you're hearing 2 cars, it's that there is 2 cars there, they're just not in the same. They're not running each other's draft. The other car is invisible because we're not focused on the car. Mark Arthur dropped into P9 after his first lap, so this is going to be a good one here, Tony.
It should be. Mark Arthur's no slouch when it comes to qualifying, and that's probably one of the better opening laps that we've seen from these guys tonight. So as long as he can keep it clean, down to the apron he comes, bring it across the line for the final time. 29-2.
Oh, wow. Hunter King actually going into second place. A good time for him. Tim Bills, we didn't see it, but he's up into P4 as well. Another driver returning to the league, it's Larry Anderson. Not seen him in the since the early running of the 2018 season. Good to see him back in the 04.
Absolutely. Rocking the Olympia beer colors tonight.
As he's just missed qualifying. Anyway, that is qualifying over and done with. Everybody that got their times in did very well, actually. They got to get their times in the time they did. But with that, let's go to our grid for tonight's race. And starting up on the pole is none other than Mr. Colin Allman, making his debut here tonight. No, he's not. He's actually a person that's been in the league before. He is on the pole. He's joined on the front row by none other than Mr. Hunter King. Row 2 will be Ryan Matthews and Tim Bills. Row 3 will be Mark Arthur and Travis Brown, reigning champion, remember. Row 4 will be Blake Decker and Russ Charneski. And row 5 will be Ashton Schleiss and Adam Jocelyn. Tony.
Row 6 is going to go to AJ Rogers and Chris Canfield. Ryan Wash and Russ Brown are going to roll off in row 7. Row 8 is going to see Marcus Hagman and Doug Thompson. Tyler Dugan and Jeff Hollingsworth are going to roll off in row number 9. Row 10 is going to see Byron Rodney and Grumpy Bunts.
Row 11 will be David Rudolph and Robert Dudley. Row 12 will see Tyler Vickery and Russ Hansen. Row 13 will be Ron Holyfield and Kevin O'Brien. Row 14 will be Jimmy Babb and Ricky Springer. And row 5 will be Zach McDaniel and Larry Anderson. Row 16 will be Charles Lahr and Dalton Kilroe. And starting shotgun on the field. Well, no, actually not starting shotgun on the field. Oh my God. I got it all wrong.
It's okay.
Charles Lahr and Dalton Kilroe. Row 17 will be Tex Perry and Mike Tipton. And starting shotgun on the field will be Rod Weston and Darren Bruce. Big field here tonight, Tony.
Very big field here tonight. Very tight confines here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one actually plays out as we get moving forward. As pace car starts to roll off, and we are about to fire it off here, kids.
That Colin Allman gets them going.
I actually have that same paint scheme on my my car. So good to see the throwback Melling paint scheme that Bill Elliott made famous.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just cannot get over the size of this field. I mean, this is the biggest field we've ever seen in NASCOMonline history.
Impressive. It's very impressive. And if you'd like to get involved, they do this every Saturday night. You can find them NASCOMonline on Facebook, NASCOMonline on the iRacing Leagues page. Go ahead and drop an invite, and we hope to see you on the track soon as the field works its way into the 3-4 complex. Allman going to have the button as soon as they work their way out of turn number 4. 134 laps of scheduled distance here tonight. Segments are going to break down into lap 30, lap 60, and then sprint to the green This pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. The only thing that's left to say is, Grandpa, Papa Viagra, it's time to get it on in Sin City, because what happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas, because we're bringing it live to you on ESPN.
Ullman holding him down. Green flag comes out. We are underway here at Vegas, and Ullman not getting everybody going as they should here. And we are underway here at Sin City, and everybody just screaming into turn one, hoping to find that real estate early here, Tony.
Ryan Matthews was pushing the daylights out of Ullman. I'm surprised if there's any rear bumper left on that Coors number 67 as they haul down the back straightaway, 3 wide going into turn number 3. They finally get it sorted out. Mark Arthur climbs on the binders, knew it was a bad idea to go that wide this early, and lap 1 in the books. Give it to Ullman as he's going to lead him for lap 1.
Yeah, just looking back further in the field, we've got Chris Canfield there in 10th place, just had a audacious overtake from Adam Jocelyn, who's fallen back a couple of spots. Didn't have the start he wanted here tonight. He's fighting mired in that mid-pack, and you see 3 wide in places back there.
These guys are chippy early, and it's kind of scary when you think about it, because we're only working lap 2, getting ready to start lap 3 of 134 laps, and these guys are racing it like it's the last lap already.
Yeah, Ryan Matthews to the inside of Colin Ullman, and he takes away the lead. So we have a new leader on lap 3 of 134. Ullman not able to get the car underneath him so far here tonight, despite having that good qualifying session.
Well, you got to remember, with the open sets, these guys are allowed to change their tune as far as the chassis package goes between qualifying and race setups. So you got to kind of wonder, does Ullman have a long run set in, and you know, did Matthews really change a lot other than pulling tape off? So yeah, something that's going to be fast early on fresh tires. Once you wear all the goodie off, those 4 Mr. Feelgoods, game over, and you're going to see the cream really rise to the top as we've seen in the past.
Absolutely, looks like the top 3 is starting to check out from Mark Arthur, who's just holding off Travis Brown there. With behind him, look at that angry pack of dogs. Adam Jocelyn somehow able to stay ahead of these guys as they're all bunched up together like one big angry swarm of bees right now.
Absolutely, as Blake Decker has a rear view mirror filled with Ashton Slice, and that Icebreakers number 68 all over the back bumper of the Trump 2020 number 4.
Yeah, Jocelyn doing everything he can to stay ahead of these guys. He's got Tim Bills right in front of him, and Bills another driver looking for a good race here tonight. Was in the wars last week. Ashton Slice right there, Blake Decker right there, Ryan Wash, who got that podium finish last week, let's not forget. He's going to be looking to have another good result here tonight.
Very much so, as Chris Canfield in the 03 DeWalt taking it to these guys right now, as he's still side by side with the 4 of Decker. Those guys, no quarter asked for, no quarter given this early in the race. These guys are just slugging it out.
Yeah, almost contact between the 4 and the 03. I want to see that this early in the race. Everybody just wanted to settle down and get a feel for this track, get into position, and be ready for when, at least when the stage ends anyway, as Canfield still working the inside of Decker, has to back it out coming out of 4, and they're all single file again now.
Absolutely. As back up at the front of the field, Matthews still leads the way. Ullman and King starting to get a little strung out towards the front. The battling's really happening about 8th place back, as Decker, Canfield, and Slice just throwing hand grenades at each other right now.
As Chris Ullman moves, Colin Ullman moves to the point now. Ryan Matthews got to cross him over. Ullman cutting across his nose to cut him off, but you're right there. Chris Canfield and everybody else behind him really slugging it out back there, as it's very hard to keep an eye on the lead battle when you've got all this battling going on behind them.
Very much so. Now, the lead battle did tighten up quite a bit. Ryan Matthews kind of blew turn 3, completely missed the braking point in the turn in, and that let Ullman and King really close in on him.
Yeah, and you see Hunter King right there working on the back of Matthews right now. Not looking to make a move right now. Although he looks like he's gearing up for one. Matthews
well, this is one of those times where you're going to see the tires start to fade. They're 10 laps into the run, and as hard as these guys are running, some of these guys have already burned all the goodie off. You know, especially, you know, when you take a look at that battle that Canfield and Decker have been having, you've got to think that Canfield on the inside line is just beating the ever-loving crap out of his right front tire.
Yeah, he finally gets the clear on Blake Decker. Decker now under pressure from Archie and Slice. Starting to fall backwards a bit now. There goes Slice to the outside. There goes Ryan Wash. So Decker either breathing the engine or he's got a few issues in that number 4 machine.
Well, I'm thinking he's just trying to feel it out right now, just trying to fall back in line. Knows that it's way too early to be running as hard as some of these guys are running. As Allman and Matthews side by side going into turn number 1 for the lead.
Yeah, Matthews to the lead. Allman crosses him over. Oh, Matthews into the wall. That's going to hurt him. There goes Hunter King. There goes Mark Arthur, who's now decided to go on a charge now. Yeah. You knew that was going to happen. Anyway,
yeah, so it was only a matter of time before Mark Arthur was going to throw his hat in the ring of this one. And like I said, this is the time where, you know, the haves and the have-nots, you're really going to start to see the difference as from Matthews in 4th to Travis Brown in 5th, you're over a second for the gap. So the top 4 really starting to walk away from the rest of the field right now.
Yeah, see right behind, and Travis Brown and Tim Bill side by side. Let's go to that right now. And Adam Jocelyn throwing his hat in the ring on that 3-car battle for the last spot of the top 5.
Adam Jocelyn finally got the clear, starting to reel these guys back in. As Hunter King brushes the wall coming off at 2, and we've got a spinner. Nope, he collected it. How about that?
Who was the spinner?
Oh, somebody just went on a ride for life going down the back chute.
Now we go back further in the field. That's Doug Thompson, Tyler Vickery, Tex Perry.
Blake Decker got it all wrong and was chasing the car down the entire length of the back straightaway.
Finally got it collected up. Ashton Slice is the one falling backwards though.
No, you're right. He's falling back. He's up to speed still, but he's just getting freight trained on that outside line.
Yeah. Charneski gets around him now. AJ Rogers wants to get by him. Same for Jeff Hollingsworth. Russ Brown is there. Byron Rodney is there in the PHON number 75. As Russ Brown gets to the wall right in front of him.
Well, take a look at the front. Guess who just got to the point? Oh, Jesus!
Oh, and there it is. Ryan Matthews into the wall hard. And that's going to bring out caution number 1. I think Tim Bills was collected in that.
Hunter King just died.
Oh, the car just snapped right into the driver's side door of Hunter King. Let's see what the chopper picked up on this one, because that was a dangerous incident to happen.
Thank God this is a simulator.
Yeah.
So the 83 catching a huge piece of that one.
Oh, Jocelyn got hit hard, yeah. Tim Bill's got a big piece of it. So the biggest victims of that one were Ryan Matthews, Tim Bills, Adam Jocelyn, and most definitely Hunter King.
Yeah, and there was another one that I saw catching a big piece of that one too. I believe it was a 37. Don't quote me on that. I'm wrong on that number.
I'm having problems with my overload.
No, that was a 37. It was Tim Bills, yeah. Bill's catching a huge piece of it.
Yeah, Bill's bringing it down pit road right now. Ryan Matthews still able to keep it going. I'm going to assume he's going to have to burn a fast repair from this one. Well, his one and only fast repair anyway. As yeah, we've got server issues.
Oh boy.
Everybody's like blinking out. Tyler Vickery and Kevin O'Brien staying out now.
Probably doing what those guys normally do, and that's just making sure that they can kind of hang towards the back and stay out of the dumpster fires.
Yeah, just looking at Hunter King just going into pit road there, you can see that how big the damage. The car is leaning to one side. That's how big that damage is on the left-hand side of his car.
Yeah, that was a huge hit.
Yeah.
And have I mentioned that I hate week 13?
It's not even started yet.
Officially, no, but this is the time of year, or time of the season where iRacing decides to do all their updates, preload their updates, usually the weekend before week 13 kicks off, so that all they got to do is just push the button on Tuesday and off we go. But yeah, that's probably what's going on right now, so bear with us, folks. Server issues and the heavy suspension damage on King's number 9 right now. How to make a K&N car look like a pavement modified in one simple step. Holy cow, look at that thing.
Yeah, it's still leaning on that left-hand side. Like, literally, another couple of centimeters and that floor will be scraping off the bottom.
Just as he comes down the back straightaway, Sam, if you can see how badly that car is crabbing, I have almost got to think that the rear axle is completely knocked out of that car, especially if you can get a good shot. You can see just how badly that the right rear is sucked in compared to the right front. Ton of damage. I know he doesn't want to, but he's going to have to burn his fast repair, or that car is just going to be a hindrance for the rest of the night.
Yeah, you see him right there. He's actually bringing it down pit road with Kevin O'Brien and James Bunt, so I think he's finally decided that now that, yeah, my car's too badly damaged, I'm going to have to burn my fast repair, which means he's going to have to be careful for the remainder of this race.
And did you notice who stayed out?
Tyler Vickery.
The Alt F4 King is leading the race.
What's the over-under tonight then?
Tex put it at 60.
Okay.
And now, mind you, there are two ways that you can place your bets, folks. You can either bet the over or the under. Actually, there's three ways. You can bet the over, you can bet the under, or you can bet the exacta. The exacta pays 4-1. The over and the under only pay 2-1. You know we love you, Tyler. If we didn't, we wouldn't be picking on you. As the field working its way into the 3-4 complex, and Sam, I believe it's your turn.
Absolutely, as they make their way out of turn 4. We're ready to get this thing going again. Tyler Vickery is your leader going into this next green flag run. We have got 10 laps to go once the green flag flies before the end of this stage. Who is going to bring home stage glory here? Tyler Vickery certainly seems to think so, as he is the man with the button as the pace car's off. And away we go, back on the green again as we lead it down to the line. Tyler Vickery brings us back to green right now, Tony, as Mark Arthur didn't really get going on that restart.
Well, Arthur wasn't as asleep at the switch as we probably think he is, because he's getting a great pull through 1 and 2, and Vickery's got 20 lap different tires than the rest of the field. So basically he's a sitting duck right now as Canfield throws it to the inside of Allman. Allman goes to the outside of Arthur. Oh, big donut on the course, number 67, sorry.
Now it's a 3 wide for the lead. Mark Arthur, the meat and the sandwich, as Canfield having to back it off. Tyler Vickery doing the right thing, just staying high and getting the hell out of it.
And here comes Travis Brown.
Yeah, the reigning champion. Showing us why he's the reigning champion. He started midfield early on and now he's working his way forward. Actually started, oh, there goes Travis Brown! And we're around again and we're back on the caution. Tyler Vickery caught up in that, and a big wreck! Everybody involved!
Holy Christmas!
Everybody involved!
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
Wow, that is a big, big hit there for everybody.
Are you okay? Just sit back. You alright? Sure? Because you just went through a wall.
Canfield taking a big hit, Travis Brown a big hit, and then everybody just piles in behind them.
You hear us talk numerous times about ARCA moments.
Say it! Say it!
ARCA! that was the stereotypical ARCA moment, and it's not a slam against most of the drivers in that series, but first couple of televised races that ARCA ever had, most of the drivers were using the car in front of them to slow down, and that you see the result there is.
Bolton Kilroe got some serious damage on the front of his Monster Energy machine. Decided to stay out. Not sure if that's a wise idea. Rod Weston, he was involved in that. He's got some serious damage on the front of his number 31 machine.
There are a lot of cars having to burn their fast repair early right now.
Yeah. Travis Brown and Tim Bills, two of them. And
as we're under caution, there's only 14 cars on track that did not go down pit road.
And those were the people that didn't get involved in it.
Let that sink in, folks. We started 35 cars, and 14 of them did not get involved in that wreck.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Robert Dudley was one of them that got involved. Did not take his fast repair, incidentally. Still got a damaged machine out there, unfortunately, so he's going to have to bring that back down again, as he's been handed by a fresh Travis Brown right now. One of those drivers...
Brown kind of had no choice. He had to burn that fast repair because that car was more screwed up than Hogan's Ghost.
Three of those drivers that didn't get involved in that, and you see him in your picture right there. Byron Rodney, Tex Perry, and Jeff Hollingsworth not involved in that, and I think James Bunt's got away with it as well.
Once he was far enough back that he did not catch a piece of that one, because he had just gone down pit road to try to get the jump on the caution that was going to come out on lap 30.
Yeah. Yeah. Tex Perry, Byron Rodney, Jeff Hollingsworth, James Bunt. I think Doug Thompson got away with it as well. He's looking like he's got a clean car, but oh no, he's got a bit of a ding there.
I don't think that was from that whole melee.
No. And somehow Ryan Matthews is back up into second place. Oh, he took his fast repair, that's why. Ryan Wash has got a badly damaged car.
He caught a race car to the face when that one all broke loose. Colin Allman was falling back when it happened, and you see the huge donut on the driver's side door of the number 67. Yeah, that was the 3 wide that went horribly wrong the lap prior to the caution coming out.
Yeah. The course
And
number 67 brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts.
True story. As there's some right side damage on Tyler Dugan's number 27. So, lights are out on the pace car. We are going to have a 4-lap shootout to figure out who's going to get stage 1.
At the moment, Mark Arthur in the catbird seat right now. We've still got people lining up at the back. Remember, we started with 35 drivers in this field tonight. That's an unprecedented amount of people. Bolton Kilroe already 7 laps down, I think. Larry Anderson, Jimmy Babb, Charles Lars, Zach McDaniels, Ricky Springer, and Darren Bruce not taking the green here tonight, I don't think.
Correct. And the only other one not taking the green, Charles Lahr was registered for the race, unfortunately not able to get in time.
That was we're waiting for the drivers to make their way around turn 4. Tony, get us going.
Coming out of the 3-4 complex, and Arthur has the button. Pace car makes that hard left turn. Arthur holds him down just a tick. Everybody getting antsy, and waits for him to jump, and Matthews got a great restart as Aumann had to check up a little bit to stay off him, and they are slugging it out 3 wide for 5th going into turn number 1.
Yeah, that is Dugan on the bottom of the track there. That's Byron Rodney and Jeff Hollingsworth putting a move on in there.
And Wash has more damage than he thought he did because that car is not getting up to speed at all.
No, there goes Travis Brown to his inside. James Bunce and Ashton Schleicher will be the next guys to try and pass him here. I want to focus on Byron Rodney and Jeff Hollingsworth though. These are the guys that are on the move right now. Hollingsworth to the inside of Dugan.
As Matthews takes over the point from Arthur as they haul down the back straightaway into turn number 3. So Matthews back to the point. Arthur still slugging it out on that high line. Ducks in behind him. Going to get the pull down the front chute in the MLP number 12.
Yeah. So 2 laps to go here to the end of stage 1. We've had 2 cautions already, and now it's just a straight run to the end of stage 1. You see Jeff Hollingsworth back there leading a whole host of cars behind him. See AJ Rogers to the inside of Byron Rodney. Gets the clear.
Rodney just trying to hold his line right now, trying to keep it out of trouble and have something for the end of this thing. As Tex Perry side by side with Charneski as they haul it off into turn number 1.
Yeah, gets the clear on Charneski. Charneski going to get that high side run, and he does. They're going to be almost 3 wide. Doug Thompson thinking of it, but he didn't actually make it work. As Perry going to look to the inside of Byron Rodney now. As they're coming out of turn 4, Ryan Matthews has got the stage win here, crosses the line. Caution should come out this time by.
Oh! Perry goes for a ride.
And still no caution. There it is. Tex Perry having a bit of bad luck there, and it looks like he's got a bit of front left damage.
Well, you got to do it with Byron Rodney as they went into turn number 1. Unfortunately, at a meeting of the minds in the middle, and I think that's what delayed the caution coming out. Was Perry had his hands full trying to reach for the caution button.
Yeah, that might be why. Anyway, the end of stage 1 is in the books, and let's bring up your stage results for the first stage. Ryan Matthews, despite having that big incident earlier, brings home the stage win. Mark Arthur in 2nd. Colin Allman is in 3rd. Blake Decker in 4th. Tyler Dugan in 5th. Jeff Hollingsworth in 6th. AJ Rogers is in 7th. Byron Rodney in 8th. Russ Charneski is in 9th. And getting the last point for the top 10 in the stage is Doug Thompson. While everybody is bringing it down pit road now, we're going to step away for a quick caution of our own. We'll be right back with some more racing action. Do not go anywhere.
Hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press. Sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into 2nd place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I tried. There's contact though. Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Leonard drives it back down underneath, and he takes that 2nd spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe. Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Lights are off on the pace car. We are ready to get them going again for stage 2 of this race at Las Vegas. It's the NASCOMonline series. Ryan Matthews going to bring them back to the green here as we're waiting for that pace car to make that hard left turn into pit road. There goes the pace car. There goes Ryan Matthews. Stage 2 is underway here at Las Vegas.
Mark Arthur already under attack from Blake Decker and the 27 of Tyler Dugan. Those guys already starting to stretch their legs. Byron Rodney not getting the restart he was hoping for as he's under heavy pressure right now from Jeff Hollingsworth.
Yeah, I believe Jeff Hollingsworth and Byron Rodney might be working together, so I can't see any serious passing manoeuvres going to be happening between those two. But behind them, Travis Brown and AJ Rogers slugging it out there for third place. And Brown's going to get him and immediately going to work on the outside of Jeff Hollingsworth as they make their way towards turn 1. As we know from Jeff Hollingsworth, well, yeah, Jeff Hollingsworth just gives it to him as that is someone, I believe that's Rod Weston there going a lap down already.
He was way off pace.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the front, Ryan Matthews already checking out. He's gone into the distance. Mark Arthur being chased down now by Blake Decker, who's up to the top 3 again.
And again, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Mark Arthur usually puts a long run setup in his cars, and you've got to. And we're back under caution. Dumpster fire. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Colin Allman involved in that one.
Yeah, Tex Perry and Tyler Vickery involved in that one. Let's see what happened there. Oh! Go back to Colin Allman.
I came in like the
Oh, victory, just an innocent bystander there, and Bunsey got a race car to the face.
That was ugly. I mean, that's the only way you could put that one. That was just flat ugly.
See, we're on board with James Bunsey. See it happen there. Race car to the face. Yeah.
Tex Perry having a definite, thank God this is a simulator moment, as just headlonged into the wall after getting turned.
Yeah, and unfortunately Tyler Vickery was just on the next to the wall when that happened, and he just got absolutely punted. Was nowhere near. He was just an innocent bystander in all that lot. He just can't catch a break like the penny.
I just lost the pace car.
I found it. And we're under caution once again.
So Colin Hallman putting it on the hauler, AJ Rogers putting it on the hauler. Both of those getting a huge piece of that one. And Tex Perry still with it. Not sure if he's actually going to get that car fixed or not. Yep, he's rolling now.
Chris Canfield getting the lucky dog. Remember, he was involved in an incident earlier.
Adam Joslin still towing James Bunce, having to tow under that one.
Not the comeback that Adam Joslin wanted here.
Absolutely not. There's been two bad ones already, and Joslin has unfortunately caught a piece of both of them.
I think Joslin is actually pit farm, and he's still got damage on that car.
And Mark Arthur taking it pit side.
Yeah.
Playing the track. Play a little, yeah.
Playing the strategy game early. He managed to get his pit stop right this time, so he's been doing some practice, I see.
You're a dick.
Yeah.
You are such a... Now, Mark, remember, he is coming over for Indy, so feel free to meet him at the Little 500 and just throat punch him.
I have got travel insurance, so I will get money back if I do.
Speaking of throat punching, if there's any short track fans out there, there's a movie that just got released.
Are you going to throat punch the director of that film?
No, the technical director.
Oh, okay.
Whoever that technical director was, I hope you're pleased with yourself with the money you got for the job you didn't do. Maybe it's the content creator in me that is more pissed off than the race fan, but I think the two of them are in agreement that whoever the technical director was on that movie that I'm not going to name right now, I hope you're satisfied with yourself, because you're a piece of garbage. As the lights go out on the pace car, Ryan Matthews going to have the button as we get ready to go back to green. Blake Decker in a position that I dare say he's getting comfortable up there, running up towards the front, and look who's right behind him, Sam.
Yeah, Byron Rodney up to 4th place. He's alongside Tyler Dugan, has made his way up to the field. Just want to respond to one of the messages in the live chat. Tyler, Dudley, wish you guys would stay broadcasting. Even broadcasters need a break every now and again, Tyler, so just, yeah.
I'd have to calm down to be a little upset, Tyler.
Yeah.
get excited that dirt track racing is finally going to get a good movie, and that ball not only got dropped, it got fumbled down an elevator shaft.
Picking it down. There goes the pace car, about to go down into pit road. And Matthews gets us going. We're back under green once again. Let's see if we can get a good green flag run going this time, Bo.
And for those of you watching the broadcast at Sam Cooper Bennett, Cork, Ireland, P.O. Box OU812, because he just jinxed the field.
Yep. Talladega moving to the inside of Blake Decker. On the exit at 2, Byron Rodney and Jeff Hollingsworth hoping to follow him through.
Dugan and Decker have just been going hammer and tongs at it all season long. Those guys are really trying to get after it for Rookie of the Year honors.
Yeah, Decker and the captain seat for those honors, but we've got other candidates like Dalton Kilroe, who won at Daytona, and we've got other people like
Jeff Hollingsworth being one of them.
Yeah.
Which is weird with as much stuff as we've seen Jeff Hollingsworth run. He's a rookie this season. This is his first full-time season with the NASCOMonline crew. So it's weird to call Jeff Hollingsworth a rookie, but he is. And he's right behind defending series champion Travis Brown as Brown slots in front of Byron Rodney as they haul it down the back straightaway. And if you take a look, Matthews and Decker have just flat checked out.
Ryan Matthews more than Blake Decker. Matthews is already 1.3 seconds up the road as Decker was running very high against the wall there. Don't want to be doing that too often around this track, because it will bite you, will come back to bite you.
Another coat of, and there it is.
Caution is out again, and Marcus Hagman involved this time.
Looks like he might have had some help. He had some damage coming into it, and just unfortunately...
got into it with Doug Thompson.
Yeah, didn't realize Thompson had the run on him that he did, and just... there it is.
I nearly mistakenly called Doug Thompson by the name of legendary touring car driver James Thompson.
Understandable. The skill level is very similar.
Yeah. I mean, that hip check was similar to a touring car move.
The defense rests, Your Honor.
I really am being a dick tonight.
Yes, you are. Actually, you're being a pillock.
Yeah.
So as we're back under caution, Ryan Matthews is going to have the button when we get ready to go back to green.
Ryan Matthews stays out and everybody else goes in. Apart from Travis Brown, who just comes out after the middle cone, I believe. Take another look at that. That's not going to work, is it?
He just missed that cone. Like another coat of paint on the front bumper of that car, and that cone would have been clobbered. That's how close that one was. Wow.
He's making chicanes on an oval.
Not the first time I've heard of that happening.
Oh. There's one at Daytona that every time we go to, you like to go around, so...
Not me, man. I hate people that do that.
John Napier does it all the time.
True story. I just... You know, that's one of the things I do kind of miss from not having driven as much as I used to, is taking the Indy cars to Talladega or Daytona and bump drafting in the
IRO 5.
The IRO 5.
Maybe I should take the IRO 5 series to Daytona next season. I don't know.
245 miles an hour hauling off into turn number 1. And you're getting ready to go into turn number 1, and you see that little green text. Those of you who are iRacing drivers know what I'm talking about when you see contact 0x. And you go, what the hell? And you look down and you glimpse at the speedo and you realize that you're going about 6 miles an hour faster than you should be.
Yeah. So Tyler Dugan winning the race off pit road. Tex Perry coming off pit road in second, but Tex Perry only taking 2 tires.
And a lot of guys staying out.
Yeah.
Matthews, Brown, Charneski, Bills, King, Arthur, Dudley, Wash, Rudolph, Tipton, and Canfield all staying out. So your top 11 looking to make this a 10-lap dash to the next competition caution.
Yeah, there's Dalton Kilroe back in pit road to get some more of that damage fixed. We only have 27 drivers left on track. Tyler Vickery's still in pit road as well. I think he might be pit farming there.
Safe bet.
Yeah. The lights are about to go off on the pace card this time by. Going to be interested to see how quickly the guys that have taken a pit stop come forward. And watch Mark Arthur, he's back there, he's on the freshest tyres out of these guys that stayed out. Ryan Wash has got fresh tyres as well, fresh air tyres anyway. There we go, they are 2 by 2 again. Tony, it's your turn to get us going.
Well, the 2 guys to keep your eye on are going to be the number 12 and the number 19. They're going to be starting 6th and 8th on that outside line. 2 of the freshest sets of tires in the top 10 right now. As Ryan Matthews going to have the button. Defending series champion Travis Brown on the outside, looking to try to claw his way up. Did not have the qualifying run he was hoping for. His field working its way down the back straightaway. Charneski and Bills, no love lost between those two, as we saw them slugging it out last week at Atlanta, getting into it a couple of times as field finally getting to turn number 3. Matthews has no 2 restarts have been the same when Matthews has had the button, so it's going to be interesting to see what type of restart he gets this time. And Travis Brown, no slouch when it comes to restarts. We've seen him just start to walk the field whenever he can get up towards the front as the pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. Matthews going to have the trigger and pulls it early and catches Brown sleeping. Here comes Charneski on the inside, and he's bringing Hunter King with him.
Straight down to the apron for Ryan Matthews. Not going to take any chances this time by. As Hunter King up to 3rd place. Where has he come from? All the way back from having that horrible incident earlier. He's back up to the top 5 now, Tony.
He's back up to the top 5, and I'll tell you right now, the guy that's probably the most pissed off right now is Mark Arthur, as Tim Bills did not get moving. He had to check up to stay off of the 01 of Travis Brown and checked up that entire outside line as we are back under green as Brown goes to the inside of King for 3rd. And here comes Mark Arthur.
Yeah, and a bit further back, we're watching the battle going on between the drivers that have been down pit road. Mike Tipton almost got turned there by Chris Canfield. And, oh my God, that paint scheme on Tipton's car.
What's wrong with Mr. Plow?
Mr. Plow, that's my name again is Mr. Plow. Anyway, Tyler Dugan just going up the inside of Robert Dudley there. Dudley dropping back to P9 now. Here comes Mike Tipton to the inside of the 49 and takes away that 9th place. Dudley starting to fall backwards on those older tyres. Meanwhile, back in the front, Matthews has checked out again. Charneski up to 2nd. Hunter King holding on to 3rd place for his life. Look at those angry pack of dogs behind him.
Absolutely. You'll take a look. You got Mark Arthur and defending series champion Travis Brown slugging it out right now in 4th place, and they are all over the crumpled in back bumper of Hunter King. King's car looks like he just backed into a telephone pole. As Arthur to the inside as they come into the trial. Down onto the apron, gonna get the run going into turn number 1. King gonna try to hang tough on that high side, gives plenty of room though. Knows it's way too early to be defending harder than he needs to.
Tyler Dugan has finally got to the back of these guys. Remember, he's on the freshest tyres out of everybody in this pack as he moves to the inside, well, tries to move to the inside of Tim Bills. Bills defending as he should for that position, even though he's on old tyres. Tipton back there, Canfield back there, Robert Dudley, Blake Decker starting to make his way for the field now. He's just gone to the inside of the 49 and is going to move his way up to P11 now, and he's bringing Tex Perry with him too.
And we are 5 to go to the next competition caution, as these guys are trying their damnedest right now to reel in Ryan Matthews, and Matthews just stretching his legs in that fresh air. Meanwhile, this 19 of Ryan Walsh slugging it out with Travis Brown, the rookie and the defending champion, going toe-to-toe as they're both slugging it out with Hunter Kangers at 3 wide going into turn number 1, Sam.
Yeah, 3 wide, and it's all going down now as they're battling out for stage honours here. Walsh going to get the clear on Travis Brown as they come out of 2. They're 3 wide behind him, and Hunter King into the wall.
King eats the wall coming off of turn number 2. Knew he had 2 cars to his inside, trying to give as much room as he could to not be, quote-unquote, that guy. And that's going to cost him as he is dropping like a stone right now. Tipped and reeling him in hand over fist.
Tipton under pressure though, because that is Blake Decker to his inside. Decker trying his hardest to get back up through the points. He's now up to the top 10. Meanwhile, Tyler Dugan slugging it out with Travis Brown is now up to the top 5. Ryan Matthews still way too far up the road to be caught right now. Mark Arthur finally gets around Russ Charneski, and Charneski has Ryan Walsh all over his rear fender right now.
Where are you looking?
At the front.
Helps if I'm live, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. So Charneski in the Bass Pro Shops number 20, trying to hold off Ryan Walsh. Walsh trying to get as many points as he possibly can, hoping to improve his standings in the Rookie of the Year honors as they go side by side into turn number 3. Charneski able to keep it wound up on that top side, and here comes Dugan on those fresher tires.
White flag out for the stage.
Last time around, Matthews is pretty much academic, as there's no way you're making up 3 seconds unless he steps on his own junk coming to the line. Mark Arthur going to get second. Charneski throwing a block right now as Dugan to the inside of Walsh as they come to the line. There's your top 5.
And Ryan Matthews going to win the stage here as the caution comes out to end stage 2. Ryan Matthews, your stage winner. Let's bring up the standings right there. Ryan Matthews crosses the line and gets the stage win. Mark Arthur in second. Russ Charneski in third. Ryan Walsh right behind him in fourth. Tyler Dugan in fifth. Tim Bills in sixth. Travis Brown in seventh. Chris Canfield in eighth. Ninth is Blake Decker. I'm getting all the names wrong here tonight. And last point in the top 10 for that stage was Tex Perry. So good late run for him before the stage was out.
Especially after catching a race car to the face halfway through that stage.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he caught a race car to the door and the wall to the face. Sorry, Tex, had to go there. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, kinda. But anyway, stage 2 is in the books. We're going to step away for another quick commercial break. Sorry, Tyler Dudley, we have to take a break sometime. As we'll be back. Yeah, we'll be back momentarily for stage 3. Do not go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss it.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Race lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press.
saved it.
What a save.
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
He's trying, there's contact though.
As wide left of the racetrack, Chris Venner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there by Kashuba. There's a little bit of door banging as well.
Lights are off in the pace car again as we are about to set them free again for stage 3. One straight run to lap 134 here. And Ryan Matthews, you've got to say, he's got to be one of the favourites here tonight, Tony.
He's been strong all night, but he's got a pack of angry dogs behind him. And some of these guys have finally burned their fast repairs. And one of them is Charneski, is that number 20 Tracker Boats Bass Pro Shops Chevy is back to being clean.
Yeah. And before we go green, I just want to say, oops, Mark did it again.
You do realize that when he does meet up with you, you're not only getting throat punched, you're getting nut punched too.
We go back to green again. Stage 3 is underway and Ryan Matthews getting a decent restart. Everybody getting away cleanly this time round. As look at Blake Decker back there. He's already trying to make moves on Canfield. He's been blocked by Tyler Dugan though. 3 wide and Canfield gets to the side of Decker.
Canfield gets to the side of Decker. He had some help as Travis Brown was trying to hang on the high side. And unfortunately, everybody just ran out a little bit of room as there's still 3 wide going through the 3-4 complex. Wisely, Decker backs out of it a little bit. Discretion being a better part of valor as they're going back to it 3 wide as here comes Canfield to the inside of Dugan.
Yeah, Travis Brown backing out of it. Dugan on the outside, Canfield on the inside, found some speed in that car. One person I want to watch though is Byron Rodney. Only took 2 tyres on that last pit stop.
Sometimes that'll help free a car up. If he was too tight, it might help in the short term, but once the tires balance out and you've worn all the goodie off those right side tires, that car's going to be pushing like a dump truck later in the run.
Yeah, seems to be doing okay so far as he's got now Canfield right behind him. Canfield himself under pressure from Travis Brown. Ryan Matthews starting to check out again as we've got Tim Bills trying to make a move on Blake Decker back there. And Mark Arthur still holding on to that 9th spot as there goes Bills to the inside of Decker.
Bills goes to the inside of Decker as Canfield goes to the inside of Rodney. Rodney not able to really do much as they haul off into turn number 1 side by side. And here comes Travis Brown following Decker through.
Yeah. So Byron Rodney not making the best choice there on those 2 tyres. Starting to fall backwards a bit now. Just trying to stay up with these guys, but those 2 tyres are really going to hurt him in the long run. Tim Bill still alongside Blake Decker there, and look who's just stalking right behind them now. Mark Arthur trying to make his way forward now. Tex Perry still there in P10. Yeah.
Mark Arthur under heavy attack right now from Tim Bills. Bills throws to the inside, and Arthur just keeps his foot in it, drives around him back on the high side. Meanwhile, Travis Brown goes to the inside of Byron Rodney as they come across the stripe. Side by side into turn number 1 they go.
Yeah, looks like Blake Decker's going to try and follow him through. You see Travis Brown just straddling that white line there. You don't want to go too deep below that white line. They're very close there between Rodney and Brown as they go into 3, almost banging doors, but they get some separation there. Surely Dugan's not going to try and make a 3 wide here.
I've seen crazier things happen, but no, he follows Brown on that low line, and here comes Arthur to the inside of Decker. Arthur on a charge right now, gotta be kicking himself for what happened under the caution as he's trying to make up for it. And here comes Chernesky to the inside of, Canfield to the inside of Chernesky.
Yeah, Canfield has found some speed in that 0-3. And they're side by side as they come across the line. Has to file back in behind Chernesky. Going to try and get another run going through turns 1 and 2. Chernesky just fends him off for now. Dugan up to P4 now. But here comes Byron Rodney coming back at him now. It looks like those tyres have finally come to life on the 75.
Well, they finally have equalized, but Ryan Matthews is in another time zone right now. Almost 2 full seconds to the good over your second place Chernesky, as Chernesky still slugging it out with Canfield. Dugan and Rodney slugging it out. Here comes Travis Brown as well to put it into the top 10, as Rodney's starting to fade a little bit as Mark Arthur puts him back another spot. Now he's under pressure from Tim Bills.
Yeah, just behind the Ashton Schleiss there, just making a pass on Tex Perry. He's up into 9th place now. Tex Perry still in 10th place, but he's got Jeff Hollingsworth all over his rear fender right now. The ESPN number 85, sorry. What did he call this car again? Was it Scarlet? Yeah, Scarlet. So every red car we get, it just seemed Mike Tipton hit the wall coming out of turn 2.
Don't pay any attention to me. I'm biting my tongue because I already got told what I can't call a car.
Arc flow.
He said it, Tex, not me. Mark Arthur throws it to the inside of Travis Brown as they work their way out of turn number 2. Brown able to keep it wound up on the high side. Little bit of a wiggle as he sucks in behind the number 27 at Dugan as they go into turn number 3. Brown trying to get by Dugan and get a buffer between he and Mark Arthur. Those two slugged it out all last season, and it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out as the season moves forward, Sam.
Yeah, Dugan leading that little train there as they go into turn 1. We're catching that traffic now. Charneski and Canfield right behind Vickery and Bunce now. Vickery not exactly moving out the way right now to let the leaders through. Finally gets out of the way. I think he was trying to put a pass on Bunce at the same time, so if the battle in...
Maybe. 3 wide for 4th.
Yeah.
Dugan gets shuffled back as Mark Arthur just using the lap traffic to his advantage, using Tyler Vickery as a pick right now.
Oh! Travis Brown moved Tyler Vickery out of the way. Vickery is pretty much done now. He's doing a wall ride right now.
Travis Brown is pretty much done right now. If you look at the front end of that Black Country Rock 01, that thing looks like it's been through a demolition derby.
He punted Vickery out of the way though. That's what caused the damage, as Vickery now bringing it back down pit road. Unfortunately, that might do it for the 24. Meanwhile,
we're about to find out here.
Let's go back to Tyler Vickery. Into his box, and he's going to stay in his pit road and try and get some damage fixed here.
So far, so good.
He's trying to make a liar out of us, I think. Anyway.
Well, if you bet the over, you win.
Vickery's determined to stay in this, I can see that. Anyway, Mark Arthur now has the clear on Dugan. Dugan has 3 cars all over the back of his number 27 machine. Travis Brown, Tim Bills, and now Jeff Hollingsworth is right there too. Hollingsworth on a charge now.
Hollingsworth looking to make something happen in one of the only Fords in the field. And he's being followed by the only Dodge in the field with Tex Perry. So, yeah, that's a thing.
And speaking of Ford, I heard the announcement the other day that Ford are actually entering a DPI in IMSA next season.
Well, they're doing away with the GT program, so hey, they're going to have some extra money to start throwing around. Yeah, send it this way. We can make something happen in Marietta, Ohio, folks.
Yeah, but this will be the first time they've entered a race-winning category since Formula One, I think.
Well, as far as sports cars go, it'll be the first time since the original GT40 that the factory was backing a race-winning car.
Yeah.
You know, that was the mid to late 60s with the original GT40 program.
Yeah. So Ford coming back to IMSA and the top, well, coming back next year at the top level. So hopefully going to see them do well. They're going to be driving the same model of car that the Team Yost uses. Tex Perry almost gets it to the side of Travis Brown there. Brown scraping the wall out of turn 2. Brown not having fun right now.
Brown not having fun. Brown having a lot of damage on that Black Country Rock 01. Struggling right now as he's losing ground quickly to Dugan, Hollingsworth, and Mark Arthur.
Let's check in with Mark Arthur as he's now right on the back of Charneski and Canfield. Going to try and put the inside pass on Charneski. Remember, Canfield did get around Charneski a while back while they were passing lap traffic. And here goes Arthur to the inside of Charneski. Gets the clear as they exit turn 4. Great move there by the man in the My Little Pony number 12.
Full send it mode.
Are you guys silly?
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
23 laps on his tires, and he's still throwing it into full send it mode, trying to make up for the lost time that he had under that last caution. Problem with the fueling rig, I'm being told.
Yeah. So if it's not him letting his pit crew down, it's his pit crew letting him down. So just can't get it right in pit road at the moment. And Tyler Vickery's still sitting in pit road. He's not disconnected yet. So, good for him to try and stay in it anyway. Looking back at this battle between Travis Brown, Tex Perry, Tim Bills and Ashton Schleiss is there now. And they've got a nice 1.8 second gap over Ryan Wash, who's starting to reel them in as well.
Travis Brown dropping like a stone is he's finally taking it pit side.
Yeah, and Tyler Dugan is in pit road as well.
So are we seeing green flag pit stops? You know, the first round. This won't be the money stop. They cannot make it from here. But are we seeing some green flag pit stops happening? As most of these cats are 24, 25 laps on their current fuel stint.
Maybe so. As we saw a bit of an incident there for Tyler Dugan, almost getting it wrong on the entrance to pit road. Had to slam on the brakes and nearly ended up in the pit wall. Manages to avoid it, but he's still getting through the pit box. Okay, Ryan Matthews still your leader here at Las Vegas. Chris Canfield still second. Mark Arthur still in third. Russ Charneski falling away now. Actually, Charneski being caught by Jeff Hollingsworth now.
Charneski being caught by Hollingsworth as Marcus Hagman bringing it pit side. So I dare say we are seeing the first round of green flag pit stops. Good to see that tonight.
Yeah, and I'm just
and here comes Bills.
Yeah, Bills is down pit road as well. I'm going to put the pit timer up for you there. Ron Holyfield is in pit road as well. Not really spoke much about him tonight.
Big quietly stalking the field as Hollingsworth throws it to the inside of Charneski as they haul it off into turn number 3. And it looks like Charneski might be going pit side. And he is.
He is. So Charneski is in. Blake Decker, for some reason, he's fallen a lap down. He must have made a very early pit stop. Because he is 1 lap down and in P16 right now, just ahead of Tim Bills, I believe.
Yes, he's only 17 laps on his stint, so sometime under that green flag stop, he had to go pit side in the 4.
I've just seen Russ Brown in pit road as well. Brown is 43 laps down. So not a factor in this race, unfortunately. But the rest of the guys to bring it down pit road, probably going to try and play the long game here.
Well, the thing is, if you take a look at what some of these guys on fresh tires are putting up for lap times and what your top picks are putting up for lap times, there's less than a second difference. So as long as you've got the fuel to maintain, might just as well stay out and just run it.
Absolutely. Just watching Mark Arthur there, just making his way around lap traffic. There is Dalton Kilroy. Remember, he won at Daytona, not having a very good race here tonight. As here comes Mark Arthur into pit road.
Arthur going pit side, the 03 of Canfield going pit side. And that hands the lead of the race over to Jeff Hollingsworth.
Yeah, Matthews is in as well. Let's pay attention to the pit box here. Going to be interested to see how it works out. Mark Arthur gets it wrong again. Oh, Mark.
Killing me, Smalls.
Ryan Matthews out of pit road. We've got a wholesale pit stops right now. Schleiss going to be third out, and Arthur's going to lose a ton of positions here as Ryan Wash gets out ahead of him as well.
Hollingsworth bringing a pit side after leading a lap. So bonus point for the 42 Coast Guard machine. And look who just took the lead of the race, Rod Weston.
Yeah, he's going to bring it in soon though. 31 laps of those tyres, and he's got some pretty significant damage on that 31 as well.
He does, but I gotta like Rod. He's a stand-up guy.
Yeah, God loves a trier, as they say. Oh, he gets it all wrong. Don't hit the cone. Don't hit the cone. Oh.
Yeah, he hit the cone. Killing me, Rod.
Kevin O'Brien just been in pit road as well, so he's I think we might have just seen the money stop, you know.
No.
No? Yeah, you're right. We haven't seen the money stop.
No.
So Ryan Matthews. Ryan Matthews back to the point. Travis Brown is in second place. Blake Decker is in third, but he is way off sequence to the rest of the guys. Chris Canfield has got the jump on Charneski through the pit stops, and after all the pit stops are shaken out, Mark Arthur finds himself outside of the top 10 and being under pressure from Ryan Walsh right now.
Well, there's a reason for that one, and I'm thinking, Mark, you need to start paying your pit crew more, bud.
It wasn't the pit crew that made the mistake, it was him that made the mistake.
No, it was the spotter that made the mistake, because the spotter didn't count him down right.
Yeah, true. So
Mark Arthur, though, one of the most resilient drivers, he's going to claw back as far as he can. Meanwhile, Ron Holyfield looking to go a lap down as Ryan Matthews is 3 seconds to the good over Travis Brown. Brown 2.5 seconds to the good over Chris Canfield. Canfield a second to the good over Charneski, and then you're a half a second back to Tim Bills, another half second back to Blake Decker. So this field right now getting more strung out than a frat boy on a bender.
Yeah, I found my favorite paint scheme of the night, though.
Oh boy.
Look at Ron Holyfield's car.
Looking at Ron Holyfield's car. Throwback Pennzoil Shell number 1.
Yeah. I love that paint scheme.
That was Harvick ran that, didn't he?
I think so. Back in the day.
I dare say Harvick ran that paint scheme when Shell and Pennzoil first joined forces.
Yeah.
Albeit I don't think he had yellow skirting and a yellow spoiler, green skirting and a green spoiler on that car. But I dare say that's the Harvick tribute scheme on that one.
Anyway, we're just looking at Blake Decker. He's starting to fall backwards on those old tyres now. And he's being hounded by everybody right now. You see Ashton Schleiss right there. You see Marcus Hagman is there as well. Decker very off sequence and it's hurting him right now. He's just falling backwards now.
He needs a caution right now to come out so he could try to get some fresh Mr. Feelgoods on that car, as he is fast approaching the point where he's going to need to go pit side for a green flag pit stop, and it's just going to annihilate any chance he's got of getting a top 10 should he do so.
Well, his next pit stop will be his money stop, so as there goes Mark Arthur through the middle of both of them, shooting the gap.
Holy cow. 0 F's given.
Yeah, Mark Arthur just absolutely flying through the field, cutting the field like a hot knife through butter. That's putting it mildly. Ryan Matthews now 6 seconds at the road ahead of Chris Canfield, who's got ahead of Travis Brown now.
Yeah, that wasn't a hot knife through butter. That was a flaming chainsaw through yogurt.
Or 1,000-degree knife challenge.
Yeah, no.
No. Okay. Jeff Hollingsworth up to P6 now. He is slowly starting to reel in Tim Bills now for that top 5 spot. Remember last week he got pipped to the 5th spot at the line on the white flag, so he doesn't want to see that happen again tonight, as we are just coming to 30 laps to go here, Tony. It's
and Decker has gone pit side.
Yeah. That will be his money stop, I believe.
That will be his money stop, as we are still under green, and Mark Arthur trying to make it happen for what happened under the green flag there, green flag stops there about 10 laps ago. As Tex Perry goes to the inside of Ryan Walsh, those two slugging it out for 9th place right now.
Yeah, and Perry not having the run he would have wanted tonight, but when you get a field like this, it kind of decreases your chances of getting up there. And it's proving that tonight, as we're still seeing Mark Arthur just absolutely slice through this field right now, and he's closing in very quickly on Ashton Slice now already.
Starting to close in, but still has a long way to go as he's starting to stretch his legs on he's starting to stretch his legs on Wash right now as Tim Bills and Hollingsworth side by side.
Yeah, and that's Jeff Hollingsworth gets the clear on Tim Bills and is now up to the top 5. Jeff Hollingsworth on a charge. Now his next target will be Russ Charneski. He's just less than a second up the road. And just in that one corner alone, Jeff Hollingsworth has taken 2/10 out of his lead.
And the one thing you've got to remember about Jeff Hollingsworth, his internet connection is a cell phone.
Yeah.
He's doing this not hardwired to anything because of where his house is located. They don't have a hardline internet connection that can go there. And that's impressive.
He's making it work.
Absolutely. And in case you're wondering where I'm talking about, Jeff lives in one of those locations where if you ever find yourself on a road near Jeff's house, you're going to look around and look at the person in the passenger seat, go, dude, or driver's seat, go, dude, drive faster. I hear banjos.
Jeff Hollingsworth, yeah.
Go ahead.
Hollingsworth already onto the back of Charneski. Going to try and put a pass on him right now as they come out of turn 2. And if he gets around Charneski right now, which he's about to do right now, dives it to the inside into turn 3. He knows that there is a top 3 literally half a second up the road from him right there. As Travis Brown is literally only just up the road. I think Brown has actually burned his fast repair now.
He has, but he has gotten into somebody as there is still some damage on the right side of that Black Country Rock 01.
Let me see, Travis Brown is working his way around Ron Holyfield right now. Holyfield got to come back at him, it looks like. So he may be a laps down, but Holyfield not giving up the ghost there. Here comes Hollingsworth to the inside of the 1, and Travis Brown's going to bring it pit side.
Well, we're within the window of you can make it from here, so green flag stop starting as Brown and Bills both going pit side.
Byron Rodney in as well. As look who's back out on track, Mr. Vickery back out on track. Albeit 31 laps down.
Fair enough. More power to him.
Yeah, got to applaud his grit and determination. Hollingsworth and Charneski in pit road now. People are bringing it in for their money stops as yeah, like you say, Tony, it's throw him up on the dash time now.
Put him up on the dash, mine are bigger than yours, and let's see what type of pit stops we're going to be able to get here as, you know, this is money stop time.
Let me see Hollingsworth in his box there. You see Charneski in his box.
Hollingsworth only took 2.
Oh, not sure if that's a wise idea. You saw what happened to Byron Rodney when he took 2. He is already a lap down. Hey, that made that 2 laps down.
Well, he got caught up in a dumpster fire.
That's true, that too. Ryan Matthews still your leader, 6.6 seconds
Hang
on the road.
on, Jeff.
Jeff Hollingsworth having a bit of a ride coming out of pit road.
Drifted completely through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah. And what about Robert Dudley? Sitting in the top 10 right now whilst the pit stops are going off. And really having a strong run here tonight in the 49.
Having a real strong run. Last week for that paint scheme, I'm being told, the University of Alabama colors on that card tonight as there goes the 20 on fresh tires. Still a lap down, though, as Charneski flashes by. Dudley looking to stay out as long as he can to try to short pit on fuel, try to make up as much time as he can on pit road. As Arthur, oh, here we go. Ryan Matthews, Mark Arthur, and Ryan Walsh all on pit road right now.
Mark Arthur. He gets into his box.
Marks.
What?
Way to go, Mark.
Why can't he do that on the other pit stops? Why is it always the money stop he does it right?
And he's taken 4.
Yeah. He did it last week. He got it right on the money stop, but all the other ones, he did it absolutely terrible. Now, anyway, Tex Perry's just coming down pit road as well. Chris Canfield now has the lead. Hunter King up to second now. Robert Dudley up to third.
Hunter King still with a lot of damage on that car. Not sure. I guess he did burn his fast repair because that car was more messed up than that earlier.
More screwed up than Hogan's Ghost, as you would say.
Sorry.
I want to hear the most amazing thing though. Jeff Hollingsworth has got the jump on Travis Brown through the pit stops. Travis Brown has dropped to 10th. Jeff Hollingsworth already up to P7 now. They still couldn't beat Ryan Matthews. Matthews has been absolutely dominant here tonight. Makes a pit stop, gets out ahead of everybody. That man in the 23 has just been on absolute rails here tonight.
Very much so, as we're still watching green flag stops. Canfield finally brings it in. That is going to hand the lead of the race over to Hunter King as King flashes into the tri-oval section there. And that moves Robert Dudley up into second.
No, Robert Dudley going for the lead now. No, he's not. Sorry, I apologise. I made the mistake again. Robert Dudley 1.7 seconds behind. He's closing in on Hunter King here. And you've got to think that maybe Robert Dudley might try and lead a lap here.
Well, every point counts towards the championship. And the one thing you really got to be impressed with is I don't think the 49's burned his fast repair yet. I don't believe he's gotten into any shenaniganry tonight. So, yeah.
Robert Dudley still in second place there, but Ryan Matthews trying to close him down. The gap still 11 seconds between Dudley and Matthews. So there is there's still time for Dudley to lead a lap here if Hunter King does decide to take it down pit road before him.
That's going to be the big question, as the gap right now between Dudley and Matthews at the last scoring loop was 10.2. And yeah, there it is, finally 19.9. So yeah, there is time for Dudley to lead a lap, but King has to go pit side soon for that to happen, because Dudley running very low on fuel right now, I would assume, considering what we've seen as far as green flag pit stops have gone.
You see Hunter King right there, just got... And Hunter King's coming in! Robert Dudley's staying out!
Can Dudley get to the line before King gets to his box? That's
yes, he did! Robert Dudley leads a lap, and you've got to think he's doing it for his mum right there. That lap dedicated to his mother, who passed away earlier this week.
Absolutely, and I'm going to say this right now, Sam. Robert Dudley, my vote for ESPN Driver of the Night, started 22nd and currently leading this piece.
Yeah, so ESPN Driver of the Night going to Robert Dudley. See right there as Dudley makes his way into pit road right now. That's going to hand the lead back over to Ryan Matthews. And with 11 laps to go and one hell of a lead over Chris Canfield, you got to think, unless the wheels fall off it, this is Ryan Matthews' race to lose.
It is, but we've seen stranger things happen. Still, it'll be 10 laps to go this time across the stripe. And Canfield going to have to make up a second a lap to be able to do it. So that is a big ask if this stays green.
Yeah. Everybody running really clean here so far tonight. So, yes, we've had 6 cautions. 2 of them have been competition cautions, though. But despite the amount of driving, we've still got 25 cars still running out of the 35. Actually, out of the 31 that started.
And here's the other thing I'd like to point out to you. Second place and third place, the only 2 cars in the top 10 that only took 2 tires. Everybody else took 4.
Yeah, that would be Chris Canfield and Jeff Hollingsworth respectively. However, Jeff Hollingsworth has got Russ Charneski all over his rear fender, and look who's right behind them, Tony.
Yeah, that would be the Brony himself, Mark Arthur. And when it came down to crunch time, Arthur banged his marks spot on pit road. And here it comes. It was only a matter of time before he got it back up there. Oh, I didn't.
He gets Charneski, now moves to the inside of Jeff Hollingsworth, and Mark Arthur out of nowhere, despite the pit stop mistake, is up to 3rd place. Jeff Hollingsworth's got to keep it wide up on the high side, but does not have enough room to try and make the outside pass.
Back up a second. Mistake, singular?
Well, mistakes, plural.
There we go. Finally got it right on the money stop, though. Puts him back on the podium, at least for now, as he's reeling in Canfield hand over fist. And that gap was over 3 seconds. Now it's down to 2.8.
Yeah, but with 7 laps to go, it's going to be a tough ask to get him up to the 2nd spot, though.
And I got to think, from watching Hollingsworth, 2 tires was not the way to go, as Charneski gets by him and Bill's reeling him in now. So Hollingsworth's starting to struggle on the old left sides.
Tim Bills himself is not exactly out of the woods, though, as he's got Ryan Wash all over his rear fender now. Fighting it out for that 6th spot now.
Oh! Charneski eats the wall going into 3.
And that might let Jeff Hollingsworth back in for that 4th spot. And with 5 laps to go here at Las Vegas, it's coming down to the last part of this race now as Ryan Wash now to the inside of Tim Bills.
Bills and Wash side by side as they bring it down the back straightaway here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Bill slugging it out. No quarter asked for, no quarter given. We're that part of the race where, hey, have at it, boys. And both those cars look like they've got a little bit of damage on them.
Yeah.
There's no catching Ryan Matthews right now unless a caution were to come out. And even then, that's game over.
Yeah, and while we're doing that, let's ride on board with Ryan Matthews for a lap as he crosses the line right now. What? As we're 3 to go.
Where is Ryan Matthews?
I'm on board with him right now. As he comes out of turn 2.
I just completely lost him. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, he's in. So we're going to ride on board with Ryan Matthews for a lap before he brings it down to the checkered flag, because unless the wheels fall off it, this is his to lose now.
Obstacle sticks are out.
Yep. Trying to put a pass on Ron Holyfield there. Gets it done. Oh, Holyfield comes back at him.
Well then.
So Matthews crosses the line. The white flag is out this time by Absolute dominance here by the man in the 23. He's led 100 laps of the 134. And you could say that has been just unbelievable performance here by the man in the 23s. He comes out of turn 4. Been absolutely on it since lap 1. Ryan Matthews brings it down towards the line and wins at Las Vegas.
Dominating performance as Canfield holds on for second. Mark Arthur gonna hold on for third.
That man right there. Is your race winner. That is Mr. Ryan Matthews. While we're getting ready for interviews to get underway, we're going to step away for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the interviews. You don't want to miss what they're going to say when we come back. Just a couple of minutes.
And he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Race lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press.
Saved it.
What a save.
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I tried, there's contact though.
Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Venner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
And you rejoin us live here from Las Vegas. There is your race winner, Ryan Matthews. But first, we are going to go to our first interview of the night. Tony, I believe you're with our third place man, Mr. Mark Arthur.
I am with the Brony himself, putting it on the marks exactly when you needed to, getting the money stop right. Mark, I know it wasn't the finish you were hoping for, but considering the dumpster fire you got caught up in earlier, you got to be happy with the outcome of tonight.
Yeah, imagine that. I did a decent pit stop once at the end. Imagine that. But, yeah, I don't know. I got tangled up with Travis a little bit, I think, and he gave me a little bit of right front damage. I don't know if it did camber damage or what, but it just didn't drive like it had been. Those two guys in front of me, I mean, they had it covered up, short run. I don't know where they got that speed in the car, but I couldn't find that kind of speed in it. But long run, I think I had them covered, but you know, after 10 or 15 laps, I could reel them back in, but getting that damage on the right front, it just never was the same after that.
Well, talk us through the move that got you onto the podium tonight. As Sam and I were both talking about it, 0 F's given as you just drove it up through the middle and just bombed it in there, taking it 3 wide with about 15 to go. I mean, was it something you knew was going to stick, or just kind of grit your teeth and hope?
No, I mean, like I said, my car was a little better than most on the longer run, and so my car would actually stick when everybody else's was pushing. I just knew that if they didn't move, that I was good. But you know, I just did kind of what you said, stuck it in there, and you know, put my head between my legs and hoped that they didn't come down or move up, and they didn't. So we all made it.
Now, when you were battling it out with Travis Brown there earlier, did you happen to see what took place next to you, which put a lot of damage on the nose of Brown's car?
No, I just felt I don't know what happened. I mean, I just felt right front damage, and like I said, I couldn't really look to see what was going on because I was trying to see where the hell I was going. But you want to tell me what happened, because I didn't see it.
Well, when you used Tyler Vickery as a rolling pick, Brown basically just blasted through
I
the
remember
roadblock.
that. Yeah, I remember that. I came on and told Travis, he got mad at Vickery, saying Vickery should get out of the way, but I didn't see anything that Vickery did wrong there. He's a lap car. He went to the outside like most lap cars would do. He shouldn't be expected to hit the apron. I was using him as a pick. I think Travis thought he could get by me before it, but he didn't, and just blasted him. And I remember that's what it was. That's what I was mad about. But I kind of let it go. I was mad then, but I kind of let things go after a few laps and just concentrate back on it, my marks.
Well, moving forward, we go to Phoenix next week. Your thoughts on the mile at IMS?
I like that track. It's real unique. I mean, that's a driver's track. That's the kind of tracks I like. Big cookie cutter tracks where you're flat footed most of the time. It's not my style. Restrictor plates, I'm good at them, but everybody else isn't. And, it's part of the people aren't patient, swerving in and out. I hate those tracks too. Road courses are my nemesis, but short tracks and driver's tracks, I like those. I don't know if these guys are going to keep coming back. They'll probably get a reckon to deal with throughout the season if they keep coming back. They got a lot of speed.
Well, Mark, I know you're probably going to miss a race or two later in the season as BronyCon is coming up, but anybody you want to thank before we let you go tonight?
I'm actually trying to get my win before April, because come April, I'm having shoulder surgery, April 9th. So I'll be out for probably 3 months. And so I'm trying to get a win so I can get in the chase. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'll be back probably July, but we have July till the season ends too. But, maybe I'll have to check out BronyCon while I'm off for those 3 months.
Bristol, just want to let you know that Bristol is coming up. So, we know how good you are there.
Yeah, Travis had it pretty good last year at Bristol too. I think he learned his lesson the second time we went there. He was pretty good in a different league, and so Travis is pretty good at Bristol too. So we'll see. I mean, Bristol. My thoughts on Bristol, I wish they put it back the way it used to be in the '80s. I mean, if they could put it back to where you could run the bottom and bump people out of your way, that track was much better back then.
True story. Well, Mark, again, congratulations on the podium, and we'll see you next week in Phoenix.
Thanks.
As that was our third place driver, Mr. Mark Arthur, joining us in the booth now. Well, joining me in the booth is Mr. Chris Canfield. Chris, very up and down run for yourself, but you finally got the pit stop you needed and brought it home for the podium. You've got to be happy with that.
Oh yeah, the car was awesome. I got into the 01 car a little earlier in the race, and I felt bad about that, but there was a checkup in front of me, and thank God there was that one fast repair, because if we didn't have that, my night was over, sender, going home. But yeah, the car was really good. I got to thank Ryan Matthews for the setup help.
Absolutely, and speaking of Ryan Matthews, once he got to the front, nobody could catch him. Were you hoping to get a cleaner, a clean run at the end there to try and close the door on him, or was he just a bit too fast for you there?
He was really fast. Honestly, I don't think I had anything for him. I was actually hoping for a caution so we could get grouped back up and see if I did have anything for him, but really proud of him. He did an awesome job.
Absolutely. With the racing, though, there was a lot of aggressive driving. Big field here tonight. 31 drivers actually took the green in the end. What were your thoughts with the whole racing as a whole? Was it clean out there? Was it aggressive? What was your impression of the racing here tonight?
It was for sure aggressive, but hey, it's fun racing aggressive, and a couple times I was through wide for like 3 laps in a row one time, so that was fun. A lot of clean drivers out here. My first time running this league, so hoping to come back for more.
Well, speaking of, if you want to come back for more, next week we are heading to Phoenix. Would you be there for that one?
I plan to be.
Absolutely. And what are your thoughts on that track? Do you reckon you can get pretty much the same result or even come out away with a win that time?
Well, that's what I'm hoping for, at least. We'll put some setup work into it and hopefully be the best.
Absolutely. Well, finally, Chris, before we let you get away and celebrate your second place, is there anybody you'd like to thank here for tonight's result?
Yeah, I'd like to thank SMS and Marketing Solutions, Todd from there. They do a lot for me, and I appreciate that. I'd also like to thank Patriot Media and Marketing, Grant Brown. He does a lot for me as well. And everyone at LeDuc Matthews Racing, my team, Ryan Matthews, for his setups. And yeah.
Okay, Chris, go and celebrate with your team. We'll see you next week at Phoenix.
Thank you, guys.
As that was our second place driver, Mr. Chris Canfield. Joining us in the booth now is the man that won this race, and he's with Tony. Tony.
Ryan Matthews, complete dominance tonight. Just from the drop of the green flag, you had one of the cars to beat. Matter of fact, talk us through that original start as you were pushing the daylights as soon as the green flag came out.
Oh yeah, I don't run these cars a lot, so I'm not really sure what they're all about, tire saving wise, and how much you can push at the beginning to be fast at the end. And I was basically following Colin Allman the first couple 5 or so laps, and then I started hitting my marks better than him, I guess, and just drove right on past him. And I pulled like a 1.5 lead over him, and then started pushing it too much, and he caught right back up to me and shot on by me, and I fell back to 4th. But I stayed in the top 5 pretty much all race and stayed out of all the junk in the back, or the hard racing, whatever you want to call it. And was able to hit my marks right with the green flag pit stops and come home with a win by 11-second lead.
Very impressive run. You know, you missed the first couple of races in the season. Are you going to be joining us on a regular basis from now on? And if so, your thoughts as the field moves to Phoenix next week?
Oh yeah, this is my first race of the season. Adam Jocelyn told me about it actually around 6 o'clock, and we worked on a setup, all 4 of us, me, Chris, Adam, and Colin, and we got this thing rolling. So yeah, I do plan to be here tomorrow, or next weekend, sorry, if I don't have any plans. But it's definitely a fun league to race, and I wish I had known about this when the season started.
Well, fair enough. Your thoughts on the mile that's really become a driver's track at ISM?
Phoenix is a good track. I've had a lot of good results there. But like I said, I don't run K&N a lot, so I'm not really sure how it's all going to work out. But I'm sure we can put a setup together and be up top 3 podium towards the end.
Fair enough. Just complete dominance tonight. You led over 100 laps. Anybody you want to thank before we let you get back down and celebrate with your team, sir?
Yeah, sorry about this horrible paint scheme, but besides that, I got to thank Todd Kirkwood at SMS, Sim Design Concepts, Double F Logistics, my dad at SM Auto Service, Chris Canfield, Colin Allman, Adam Jocelyn for the help tonight, and that's pretty much it.
Well, again, Ryan, welcome to the league, and congratulations on winning your debutante race.
Thank you, man.
Looking forward to seeing you the rest of the season, and best of luck to you.
Thanks.
That was our race winner, Mr. Ryan Matthews. Tony, what a race we saw tonight.
I gotta say, I'm impressed by as much of... we saw a ton of 3-wide racing here tonight, Sam, and that's not the easiest thing to do here at Vegas. This track is notorious for just destroying tires, and the fact that these guys were able to run 3-wide as often as they were speaks volumes for the amount of talent that's in this league.
Absolutely. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight. We're just going to quickly go over the results here tonight as coming home with the win on his debut. Coming home with the win on his debut was Ryan Matthews. Coming home second was Chris Canfield on his debut. And running a top 3 after finally getting his final pit stop right was Mark Arthur. Russ Charneski comes across for 4th, and Ryan Wash in the end crossing the line for 5th place. Tim Bills in 6th. 7th was Ashton Schleiss. Travis Brown in the end crossing the line for 8th. 9th was Byron Rodney. Good run for him tonight. And Jeff Hollinsworth fading near the end there. Only coming home with a top 10, finishing in 10th place, Tony.
Tyler Dugan hanging on for 11th. Blake Decker in 12th. 13th going to Hunter King. Doug Thompson able to rebound from an early dumpster fire for 14th. Russ Hansen in 15th. Robert Dudley coming home in 16th. ESPN driver of the night. And Marcus Hagman in 17th. 18th going to Kevin O'Brien. Ron Hollyfield in 19th. Tex Perry just, if it wasn't for bad luck, Tex wouldn't have had any luck at all tonight as he comes home in 20th. Grumpy Bunce in 21st. 22nd going to Mike Tipton in where the hell am I now? 23rd. Dalton Kilroe in 24th. 25th going to Team Alt F4 with Tyler Vickery. Russ Brown coming home in 26th. 27th going to David Rudolph. Adam Jocelyn having an abysmal night in 28th. 29th going to AJ Rogers. And
just want to go through the schedule before we go. Tomorrow night we'll be back with the Indy Elite Series as they head to Kentucky, and also at the same time Tony will be in the booth as they head to, well actually he's staying in Las Vegas as he brings to the masses the I-States Truck League, the next round kicking off for those guys. But for us, that is going to do it for tonight. All that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green, and we dedicate this broadcast in the memory of Mrs. Dudley, Robert Dudley's mother, Robert Dudley, ESPN driver of the night. Good night.